Hello! Do you wish you had a way to bring more funding into your charter school to improve student achievement? The secret could be in refinancing your loans. I'm Mark Medema, the Managing Director of the Charter School Facility Center at the National Alliance for Public Charter Schools. The Facility Center is dedicated to helping public charter schools spend less money on the classroom and more money in the classroom. We do this by sharing successful stories about affordable facilities and about cheaper facility financing. One of the ways to reduce your facility cost is to refinance, which can have an immediate impact on your school's bottom line. You could save a couple $100,000 a year by locking in the lowest rates in the last 50 years. If you've been watching housing mortgage rates, you'll know that interest rates on long-term loans and bonds are near historical lows. If you're ready to save money, we'll walk you through the process. Many school leaders aren't sure where to start. Don't worry, you're not alone. You've got a school to run. Thanks to the Idaho Charter School Network and Bluum, we've put together this refinancing guide and toolkit to help you along the way. You can find these on our website. We'll walk through 3 key steps to refinancing your loan: building a team, preparing for due diligence, and choosing your partner. First, let's build your team. This may not be as dangerous as juggling knives, but we advise you not to try this alone at home. Even if you're a finance whiz, you're going to need some help from professionals. Let's look at 4 of them. The first person you'll want to get help from is someone who can advise you through the process. This usually comes in the form of technical assistance, often from a financial consultant. These consultants can help you realistically assess your internal capacity to pull this off, how to increase that capacity if necessary, and how to build the rest of your team. They'll give you a sense of what your options are and what you can afford. This doesn't have to be a heavy lift, and you can hire them just for a few hours to get started. Sometimes even nonprofit loan funds will provide this free of charge for a few hours. To help the consultants understand your challenge, you may want to put together the story of what your needs are. Explain to them in advance what you want to do. To find these consultants, you should talk to other schools in your city that have gone through a refinancing, or contact your state charter school association. Also, there are some websites like LISC's School Build or our Charter School Facility Center that have lists of resources. Tabs 2 to 4 of the toolkit can help with this step. Then you'll need a lawyer. They will advise you on the best way to set up your organization to hold the real estate and to issue bonds or secure loans. As you move forward, they'll negotiate legal issues and draft and review legal agreements. It's important to engage legal counsel with experience in real estate for charter school facility transactions. This is not a good time to call your brother-in-law. By this time, with the help of these 2 people, you'll have a sense of how to proceed. Chances are you may want to hire a financial expert. It could be the same person who has been providing you technical assistance, or it could be someone with specific expertise. For example, if you're going to pursue a bond, you may want to hire a municipal advisor, or an MA, sometimes called a financial advisor or an FA. They are registered with the SEC to advise on the issuance of municipal securities, tax-exempt bonds. According to the Equitable Facility Fund's 2019 year in review of charter bonds, about 50% of all bond transactions include municipal advisors. So you don't need to have one, but many schools do. These advisors have a fiduciary duty to act in your best interest. If your school is selecting an advisor, you should inquire about prior charter school experience and the number of different underwriting firms they have used in their transactions. You'll want to know if they are always working with the same underwriter, because that can raise questions about whether they have your best interest at heart. The advisor should be able to negotiate a lower fee when it comes time to issuing bonds. The last member of your team will be the lender if you are choosing a loan, or the underwriter if you are choosing a bond. If your school has engaged an MA, they will assist you in this selection. Either way, schools should again inquire about prior charter experience nationally and within the local market. The lender or underwriter will be a trusted partner, but remember, they work for their investors, not for you. We'll get further into selecting the right capital partner in just a minute. Right now, you don't need to pick which one you want to work with. Those are the 4 groups you'll need to help with your refinancing. The guide and tab 2 in the toolkit explain this in more detail. While you build your team, the second step is to prepare for due diligence. This is when you need to collect a lot of information and package and present it to potential lenders and investors. Lenders will want to know anything and everything. Get ready to share your academic performance, your finances, your relationship to the community, the political environment for charter schools, your legal structure, and the strength of management and governance. The application for lenders and underwriters can be 10 pages or more of questions. Check out tab 5 in the toolkit for a brief summary of the type of information you'll need. This is where you'll need help. We know your time is important for teachers, staff, families, and the students you serve, and you'll need to find time or help to pull everything together. This can require up to 50 hours of dedicated time, and not many school leaders have that much time. This is often where the process gets bogged down. Schools begin to collect information, but then something comes up. Or schools just send whatever's available, and then the bank has to call back and explain what it is they really need. This is hard work, but it's worth it. If you can save even $100,000 a year, over 30 years, that's $3 million. Chances are you don't have all this information at your fingertips. You'll need to assemble it in some sort of shared folder. That way you can share the information with more than one lender. You'll want to be comparing your options. It may seem quicker to attach files to a bunch of emails, but you can imagine how quickly you'll lose track of those emails. One of the most important sets of analyses is your financial position. You'll need historical information, current budget information, and your forward-looking financial information, including dusting off and updating that multi-year budget or pro forma. These reports need to show that you can afford to repay a loan with some cushion in case something goes wrong. Lenders are very good at imagining all kinds of disaster scenarios, and they want to make sure that you will be a safe loan. Tabs 6 through 9 in the toolkit can help you collect and format this information. When preparing it, remember the importance of telling your story. No one can tell your story better than you. If you just send the lenders tables and files, then they'll have to craft your story. Without context, lenders will make up their own stories and not necessarily the one you want to tell. This first impression can turn into a 30-year relationship, so make it count. The third step is to choose your partner. If you already have a financial consultant or an MA, they can help you shop around. You probably didn't buy the first car, first apartment, or first house you saw, and you almost certainly spent less on those. This could be a $10 or $20 million decision. Don't be afraid to shop this to multiple lenders. Once you've built your team, gathered your materials, shaped your story, and shopped around, you'll need to choose your preferred partner. There are a variety of options spelled out in the refinancing guide. Some are fairly obvious, like a bank lender or a bond underwriter. Others are less common, like the Department of Agriculture if you live in a rural community, a state guarantee program, depending on which state you're in, or a nonprofit loan fund that specializes in charter schools. Check out the refinancing guide for more information on your options. You'll get a range of responses from the banks and bond underwriters. They'll have all different interest rates, fees, reserve funds, closing costs, and duration of loans or bonds. There's no one number that should be the basis for your decision. Consider all the factors to see how much you'll really be paying, both each year and over the life of your loan. Tabs 10 and 11 in our toolkit show you how it all adds up. A lower interest rate doesn't always mean a lower payment, especially if the fees and reserve funds add up. You can compare all your different options using the worksheets in the toolkit. You'll likely have a few questions to consider. How will this impact your school and your students? How will the savings help you meet your goal of providing students a better education? Maybe the most important goal is to pay the least amount of money over the life of the loan. Or maybe the most important goal is to have the lowest annual cost, especially in the short term, even if it means paying more in the long run. These different goals can mean choosing different banks. Once you know the goal you've set, you'll be ready to make the right decision. We hope this video has been helpful. Let us know what you think or what other questions you have. Now is a great time to look into refinancing. If you're ready and want more information on how to use the refinancing guide and toolkit, feel free to contact us. We'll produce more videos to show examples of how to prepare yourself for a refinancing and take a more in-depth look at the toolkit using some success stories from schools like yours. In the meantime, sign up and check out the resources available at the Facility Center. join the Public Charter School Facilities Group on LinkedIn, and subscribe to the National Alliance YouTube channel for more great content. Again, I'd like to thank the Idaho Charter School Network and Bluum for their support of this project. And thank you for watching.